I am a klutz, and it's not a matter when, but how often I actually drop my phone onto the ground, whether it's accidentally knocking off the table onto the ground, or when I'm putting it in my pocket, I miss my pocket completely, and it falls on the ground, or if I don't have my jacket zipped up and I'm doing something, it just falls out. And it has happened quite often. And in the past, I've used Spigen products as a phone case as well as a screen protector to protect my phone. Today's video, I'm gonna talk about two things. The first thing I'm gonna talk about is the Spigen screen protector that I have on here. And I've used many Spigen products in the past and it's worked really well. And I'm also gonna talk about the Samsung Galaxy branded stand-up flip-out phone case that allows you to stand as well as an option S Pen accessory. And both of these products were a bit expensive for what they are. And news alert, I definitely do not recommend both products. I was actually quite disappointed both the Spigen product and the Samsung branded phone case. And I'll explain why. So I'll leave markers down below if you want to skip ahead to the different parts of the video, please do so. And as you're watching the video, you find it helpful, please remember to give it a thumbs up, like the video, and consider subscribing to my channel for similar content. Here's the Galaxy Samsung Fold 4 that I have on my left. So again, we're viewing the Samsung standing cover with pen case as well as the Spigen Glastr Easy Fit. So let's start off with the Spigen Glastr Easy Fit. And just dumping out the contents here. So it has the plastic mold that allows you to line the screen protector right onto the device itself so you don't have to manually kind of adjust it. Comes with a lens, screen, and cleaning wipe, a towel or a cloth to wipe any fingerprints off, and a dust removal sticker, which is very handy, which I actually used, and as a QR code that gives you a bit of a video that shows you how to do it. So the first thing you want to do is clean off any fingerprints. So I take the lens wipe, just do a good once over, clean it all over, get rid of all the fingerprints and any of the dust residue that's on there. Okay, so it looks like I did a good job. You can see my handsome reflection in the mirror there. And the screen protector is already in the plastic mold, and all you do is you just align it, which is nice. So it fits in there. Again, I like this part of it because you don't have to manually adjust it yourself. I always end up making it crooked. So you just put it on there and it says press and slide. So you can kind of up and down and kind of make sure that it's firmly pressed, and you wait for 30 seconds before you take it off. As you can see the air bubbles behind the plastic sheet there, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. And then what you do here is you just remove and kind of peel it off. You can still see the air bubble there. And then you take it off. And then this is what I was disappointed with. Even if you take off the front layer, there's still massive air bubbles in there. And those little white dots that you see in there is actually dust that was left in there. So at least to give you a bit of a squeegee, that you can kind of squeegee the air bubble away from the edge. And here you can see that I am trying to push it out. But when I do, there's still some air bubbles left. And this was a very long and tedious process. Yeah, so I kept on kind of pushing it out. There's just way too many air bubbles after the first try. I've had this product before for my iPhone 12 Pro Max. I don't remember having the same issue, but I'm not sure if it's just the way I put it on there, or maybe I didn't push it down enough, but again, there's just way too many air bubbles. And after I had it all done, it took me a while, you can see that the screen protector isn't the right fit. There's quite a bit of gaps, especially at the bottom there. So again, this is why I like the Glastr mold, because it actually allows you to not have to finicky around with it and do it on your own. But again, I don't like the gaps, and you can actually trap a lot of dust in between the screen. So now let's look with the Samsung branded S cover, standing cover with pen. It comes in two different pieces. And what I have here is just the S Pen clips and the extra tips for the S Pen. And then, first of all, the one thing I didn't realize is it has a bit of adhesive on the inside. So make sure you pull the adhesive with the blue tabs. And then you just stick it right onto the front cover of the screen. and it clicks into place. And you'll be happy to know that I've had to actually take it off already, and so the adhesive isn't that sticky. Maybe it's good or bad, but it does come off quite easily. I chose not to cover the Samsung branded hinge there. I didn't want to interfere with it. And then the back piece, there is no adhesive, and you just kind of just slap it on the back there. And you can hear a click, and it is done. Simple. It was easy to install. And I was a bit confused here, but this is where the standing clip is. So you just put it down. It'll stand horizontal or vertical, depending on how you want it set up. So here, I'm going to open it up. And you can see it standing up correctly. Horizontal, and then you fold it up. So let's take a look at the S Pen accessory. So the S Pen's already installed into the accessory, and all you have to do is push out the folding stand, and then you just pop this right in there. And it'd be good to know it wasn't that hard. It clips into place, and now it is sturdy. The S Pen is a bit tight to get out. It took a bit of force here to actually pull it out, but you do have access to your pen if you want it. I guess the good news, because it is tight, it's not going to easily fall out. And if you want, you take some force, push out, and replace it with the standing accessory. And I felt pretty confident in the accessory. It's not going to easily come out in your pocket. It snaps into place, and it feels pretty secure. And I'm just getting a closer look at this just to make sure. The case actually is a bit higher than the lens, so when you put it down on the table, it's not going to scratch the lens. Here's take a closer look. This is the one reason why I don't like it, is it is uneven. So if I'm using the S Pen and writing on it, because of the bump on the back, even with the standing cover, it is uneven. It just wobbles back and forth. And I wish they made it so that when you can lay it flat on a surface and write, and it is really hard to write with the S Pen when it's like wobbling back and forth. And this is something I do not like about it. Check out my penmanship. I know you guys are jealous. Again, it's just, I don't like that little bump there. I don't know if there's a way they could have done it differently without it coming off. Another thing I don't like about is this standing clip. It is very easy to come off. Like it took like no force at all, and it popped right off. And I've had it twice on me now where I was using it to watch a show, and it actually fell off, and my phone actually collapsed on the table. And I don't know if it's just my model, but it was very loose, and it was just easy for it to come in and off. Another time is where I had it on, taking it out of my pocket, and it came out as well. I don't even know how that happened. And then, of course, the S Pen accessory, it's quite a huge bump. It's not aesthetically pleasing, but at least it's there and handy. However, I hate having to choose between the standing cover and the S Pen, especially when I'm out. I don't use the S Pen accessory a lot when I'm out because of the bump. It's not comfortable having it in my pants pocket. I find it's a bit of a nuisance. And I wish there was a way that they could just build the case with included S Pen at the end, so I don't have to pick and choose. All right, so that concludes my overall feedback of the Spigen screen protector, as well as the Samsung Galaxy branded flip out S Pen phone case. Both products are premium, I would say. It's pretty expensive. The case itself was over $100 Canadian, and the screen protector was over $30 Canadian when I purchased it. And so I think for value, it's probably not the best option. I'm sure there's cheaper options on Amazon, and I suggest you kind of doing some looking around. So that's kind of my feedback on not recommending both these products. If you have any questions or comments about anything I talk about, please leave it down below. Stay tuned for the next video, which I am going to talk about is whether I'm making a switch from an Apple iPhone to Samsung Galaxy Fold 4. So this is actually the 4S. And I've been an avid Apple iPhone user since the 4S and generations every 2 generations. So you'll find out if I actually make the permanent switch to the Android ecosystem, especially as a result of the Samsung Galaxy Fold 4. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.